My next guest can be seen in person on July 7th at the San Diego Improv. He is the Weekend Update anchor on NBC's Saturday Night Live. And here's a look now at some of this man's work from last season. Watch closely.
Inside a Russian nuclear reactor. All right. Now, what happens right off the bat is the little foot kicks the bucket, and that starts the ionized particle going through the cyclotron. Knocks over the bigger ball. That falls down. Bam. You got meltdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome comedian Dennis Miller. How you doing?
Fine.
You on vacation now?
Yeah.
Doing a lot of traveling? What do you do with your summer vacations? You working or you traveling?
I'm staying out in L.A. for the summer.
Yeah.
Only city in the world where people list CAT scans as film credits. And, I flew in yesterday. Whenever I travel, I go by plane. I think it's nice they have a non-smoking section on planes.
Yeah.
I think we ought to take it a step further. I think we need a non-speaking section.
Sure.
Every time I get in a plane, I end up sitting next to some babbling Mouseketeer who's way too happy with the airborne experience. And they always feel compelled to tell me their life story from DNA up till that afternoon. You know, some of these people get in any kind of recliner and they think they're in therapy. On the flight in, sitting next to this kid, this young kung fu aficionado. He wants to, I think he was working on his Mauve belt or something. And he wants to tell me Bruce Lee stories. You ever bump into one of these people? You know, Lee was so bad, he could go in through your stomach, come up, get your heart, pull it out, and show it to you before you died. That'll stand out on a resume, huh? Yeah. What an icebreaker at parties, huh? You rip the host ticker out and drop it in the bean dip. I'd say you've got the floor, huh? Yeah.
Drop it into the bean dip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bean medley, as it were.
So you generally don't like flying. It's more of an inconvenience.
I'm very frightened when I fly. I won't even turn on that air blower above the seat.
Why is that?
I always get the feeling I'm diverting power away from the jets, you know. What about those masks that drop? I love the masks that drop down in the event of deconversion. That's a pretty flimsy-looking apparatus, isn't it? Doesn't it look remarkably like a margarine cup on the end of a sweeper bag or something, you know? They always give you these bizarre instructions to start the flow of oxygen, tug down lightly on the cord. Yeah, you know, when I'm shoulder rolling at 700 miles an hour, lightly just isn't in my vocabulary, huh? You know, people are going to be Conan-ing these things right off the bulkhead. There's something intrinsically cruel about having the last 40 seconds of your life turn into a Lucy skit. You know,
When you're doing what at 700 miles an hour?
Shoulder rolling.
Shoulder rolling.
It's an old Starsky and Hutch verb. They never came into a room. They shoulder rolled in. Freeze!
So,
I think Heather Locklear has picked up the shoulder roll thing now on T.J. Hooker. Freeze! You know.
Never seen that, actually.
Yeah.
Now, what?
You know Heather. She plays Sammy Joe on Dynasty.
Yeah. Now, would you travel overseas this summer?
I don't know, Dave. I think traveling overseas looks like a bad risk to me now. Some places I go, some places I wouldn't. Beirut.
Yeah.
There's a toddling town, huh? It's like to be a window washer in downtown Beirut. You know? I swear, boss, was clean. I turn my back, the building's gone. I don't know. I'm rinsing off the squeegee, no hotel. Can I punch out, man? What's going on here? You know, that whole section of the world's crazy. Khomeini puts women to death for dancing. I'd like to hold this idiot down, make him watch Solid Gold, huh? Just push this old man right over the brink. You'd see that turban unravel there, huh? You know, what frightens me about terrorists is this bizarre ability to rationalize this incredibly violent behavior in the name of God.
Yeah.
They'll tell you they're biding time till the Messiah comes and vindicates their actions. Yeah, I can only hope when the Messiah does come, they don't route his flight through Athens airport, huh? You didn't shoot the guy in a sackcloth, did you? Oh, you idiot, that was Yahweh. I'm waiting 6,000 years to rap to the guy. You ice him before he can spill it. What do you know? Take a chill pill, you wacky Hindu, huh? Now, I think we got to get biblical with these terrorists. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. They kill one of us, maybe we kill one of them. I know that's a terrible thing to say, and sociologists will tell you if we do that, we lower ourselves to their level and they win. All right, maybe they do win, but you know, it's nice to know a couple of their boys won't be at the trophy ceremony, huh? Yeah. And the Pope... Thank you. Well, yeah. Thank you for jumping on the jingoistic bandwagon. And, you know, the Pope doesn't help matters any. The Pope goes to the prison with the young guys who tried to kill him, and he forgave him. Forgave him. I don't know about you. I was just praying that the Pope will lean over and go, listen, you little punk, if you ever pull a gun on me again, off of the robe, I clean the Vatican floor with you, all right? You know, all the cardinals are holding the Pope back, you know. Get out of here, kid. He's crazy when he's like this. Your history, Haji. I want you, then I want Hagler, all right? You know, the Pope's real bad. The Pope can take care of himself. The Pope can go in through your stomach. Come on.
So, yeah. You must be pretty happy now having a regular job because you worked on the road for a while.
It's nice. Yeah. Nice to have a gig. Yeah, jobs are funny. You ever notice certain jobs make it harder than others to pick up women? Butcher.
Be tough.
Tough to stand there in a paper hat and a bloody apron and tell a woman you're the one who's going to change your life, huh? Yeah, sure you are, babe. Is that a piece of suet on your foot there? I'll tell you one thing the job has helped me with is the news. I have a much firmer grasp of the news now. I feel like I'm a newsman in some sort. And I read the papers, and the greatest story to me of the last 6 months is Manson showing up for this parole hearing with a swastika gouged in his forehead. And, you know, what better way to signal the board that you've pulled your personal thing together and are ready to hit the streets again, huh? Who's giving this guy razor blades in there? That's what I want. He uses his forehead like an Etch-a-Sketch. Can't we get some federal funding, get this guy in a Rocco floating head or something? Maybe that's the humanist in me, but... yeah.
Pulled your personal thing together.
Yeah.
Are you going to be back next year?
Yeah, I'm back on the show.
Well, that's good.
Year.
Congratulations.
And I'm working on some,
Working on what?
Working on, I want to broaden my base next year. I'm doing some impressions. Can I do it quickly?
Do we have time for an impression?
Occasionally, when I'm sitting around the house during the day, I like to play a little game with myself where I take famous people throughout history with the same last name and juxtapose their positioning, Dave. Yeah. For instance, just imagine if the commander of the Union troops in the Civil War was not Ulysses S. Grant, but rather Cary Grant. I think it might go something like this. No, I'm just yanking you. I would never do that. I just wanted to get right up to the precipice, pivot, and jeté back to Coolsville.
All right. You're going to be in San Diego, July 7th.
San Diego, July 7th, and this week at NITE in Boston. Thank you, David, for having me.
All right, good to see you. Have a good summer. We'll be right back with Roseanne Cash.